this program, we shall try to find the largest, second largest, and the smallest number of three input numbers. So let me try to define the problem. So I'm going to find the largest, I'm going to find the largest, I'm going to find the smallest, and then I'm going to find the second largest, or you can say the second smallest of three numbers. So what I have done is I have defined three variables a, b, and c. These are my numbers. Largest is going to hold the largest value, smallest the smallest, and second largest as the second largest value. So I'm asking the user to enter the three numbers, and the user is going to enter values into a, b, and c. Once the user enters into a, b, and c, what I am going to do here is I am going to assume the largest is a. And using simple if statements, I am going to keep on changing the largest, the explanation of which has been done in the lecture. So what I'm doing here is if b is greater than largest, if p is greater than largest, then my new largest is going to be equal to b. Now similarly, what I'm going to do here is if, so I'll just show you, instead of typing it, I'm going to do a little bit of copy paste. So it makes my life a little easy. So after b, if c happens to be larger than, if c happens to be larger than the largest, then what I'm going to do here is I'm going to change this to c. So if c is greater than largest, my new largest happens to be c. So this way now I have ended up finding the largest. So similarly, what I can do is I can find the smallest. In order to find the smallest, what I am going to do here is I am going to assume the smallest happens to be to a initially. All right. Now, just as I'm checking each of the other numbers with smallest, I'm going to do the same process, and you should learn this habit of being able to copy and paste and modify, because you can type code faster and get things done without having to waste. So now if you see, what I've done is I've copied this. For smallest, what do I need to see? B is less than the smallest. Then my new smallest is going to be B. Similarly, if C is less than smallest, then my new smallest is going to end up becoming C. Okay, so this is how it's going to change. Smallest is going to end up becoming C. So now I have found out the largest, I have found out the smallest also. It is very easy to find the second largest. How is it easy to find the second largest? Second largest is addition of all the three, or you can add the smallest plus the largest and automatically subtract it with the values of the other three variables, which is a, b, and c. So let me show you the logic for second largest. So you can say second largest is equal to a plus b plus c. So I'm adding all the three numbers minus the sum of largest plus SMA smallest. All right. So now what I'm going to do is I'm simply going to print the values of largest and smallest. So first I'm going to say large is largest. Okay, and just to be sure, so that each result is printed on one line, I'm going to do this. Then same way I'm going to print the smallest. Smallest is and I'm going to do an end line. And then lastly, what I'm going to do is I am going to print the second largest. Second largest is and as usual I'm going to have the get ch and end line. So let me wait to explain this particular program to you so that you really understand what I have done here. So it's quite a simple problem which has already been explained in the theory class. I have declared three variables a, b, and c, three variables to hold the largest, smallest, and second smallest. or second largest. I ask the user to enter the values of the three numbers and I read it into memory locations whose names happen to be A, B and C. Then I say largest is A. I assume largest is A. If B is greater than the current largest, I replace the largest with the value of B. Similarly, if C is greater than the largest value, then largest is C. Then I go to smallest. I say smallest is A. If B is less than smallest, my new smallest happens to be B. If C is less than the smallest, then smallest happens to be C. Then what I'm doing is I'm adding all of the three and subtracting it from the sum of largest plus smallest. So since there are three numbers, one is large, one is small, the remaining left has to be the second largest or the second smallest. And using that, I'm going to print it. Now, as usual, let me compile it and pray that we don't get errors. For a change, I have not got any errors. So I'm just going to run this particular program. So enter three numbers. So if I enter three numbers, let me enter simple numbers 1, 2 and 3. So it should say largest is 3, smallest is 1 and second largest is 2. So here if you see, large is 3, smallest is 1, second largest is 2. Now as I said, you should always be sure when you're writing a program to check it with different values. So let me enter negative values -9, 5 and -6. So now if you see, the largest happens to be 5. The smallest happens to be -9 and the second smallest or the second largest happens to be -6. So here you're seeing large is 5, smallest is -9 and second largest is -6. Always check with extreme values so that you are aware whether the program is correct or not. This way you shall be safe and do not have to worry about it working for every case. So I hope you understood this simple problem using the basic if statement to find the largest, smallest and second largest of three numbers.